Welcome back! If you've been following along, before I was in Vegas, I was out in LA playing in the Tournament of Champions. This went pretty horribly, but that didn't matter because it was time to head over to Vegas, and I've never been more excited for anything. I played 2 tournaments, including a Wsop one and one at the Orleans, which was my favourite tournament I've played yet. We've just arrived in Las Vegas!
It's Vegas, baby!
The Strip! We're here! We've made it to Vegas at the Sphere! We've got the Wynn, got the Venetian, the Flamingo, we got Caesar's Palace down there. This is cool. So it's time to go out and see what the Strip had to offer. Me and Will both had a $100 gambling limit, and this is what happened to Will's $100. $100 on red, and what happened, Will?
It came up black.
Black 50, baby! If anyone knows what I said just then, please let me know, because I still can't figure it out. Also, lesson number 1, always hit black. We are in Vegas!
$216. Hey!
We're going up, baby!
Hi team, it's all happening. So over there, we've got the Eiffel Tower. This is a $20 bill.
$20 bill! Bellagio! Will's down bad on the dollar front.
Yeah, it's not good.
However, keep watching to find out how much we spun this dollar up to.
How much are gonna go on?
So the first tournament I played in Vegas was at the Orleans, one of the finest casinos that Vegas has to offer. So we walked into the lovely Orleans and bought in. It was $300 with a rebuy chip. So the first level, set over set, straight in there. She didn't use a rebuy chip though, so I added half to my stack. So we're up to 75k already. What a start. First hand in Vegas. It wasn't the first hand.
World famous TJ Reid. And then the soon-to-be world famous Peggy Crawford. First Vegas tournament, how you feeling?
Under the gun opened, and I called in the big blind with 5-4 offsuit, which is questionable this deep, but we're at the Orleans. Flop was Queen 6-4, 2 hearts, and under the gun c-bet for around 3rd pot. So a lot of times under the gun will c-bet because they feel like they should. Obviously they have queens, kings and aces here, but a lot of the time they have ace king, ace jack, ace 10, suited aces that completely miss this board. So I decided to put in the check raise. There's quite a few ways which I can improve and continue barreling. 7 or 3 for the open ender, another 4 for trips, or a 5 for 2 pair, or any heart since I have the 5 of hearts. And they ended up calling. I'm thinking here they could put them on kind of a middling pair, or maybe even something like ace king with a backdoor flush draw, or something like that, or jack king with a backdoor flush draw, although they might fold that sometimes. The turn was the ace of hearts. This is a slightly worrying turn card. As I said, they can have some aces in their range here, but they still have all these middling pairs which I could potentially get to fold. So I continue here for around half pot, just over, and they called. The solver likes to continue with any flush and any 1 heart hands, and checking down its showdown value with a queen low kicker. And the river was a blank, not completing anything, and the question was whether I wanted to fire the 3rd barrel. So the questions I asked myself, am I at the bottom of my range? Not completely, as I would have some bluffs with 5-7 suited, that kind of thing. So I literally have like 5 high in my range here. But the question is, am I winning on showdown? Probably not. So do I have the right type of hand? Do I block any of their value? Well, no. I don't block things like Queen Jack or Queen 10 suited, or Queen King, or them having pocket kings, or the only things I block is a weak ace like Ace 4 suited. I do block the flush, but only with a 5, so it's not playing into their range that much. You know, if you've got the 10 of hearts, that blocks Jack 10, Queen 10, King 10, all of these, so not as much. Then the other question you've got to ask is, are they capable of making a big fold? And I thought this player's been not so out of line, fairly consistent, so I decided to go for it. So I decided to go around 2/3 pot here because I am targeting those pairs. I'm not really sure about the sizing. I will run it in a second, have a look what GTO thinks, but let me know what you think. What kind of sizing? Would you go for the bluff here on the river, or would you give up? The solver likes to go for it here with bottom pair and chooses quite a large sizing. Pairs like pocket kings, pocket jacks should have called the turn if they had a heart in their hand, so you're really targeting these hands. You don't want to allow these to get to showdown for free. I bet 12k, he folds, didn't show, so don't know what he had, but I'm pretty sure I got him off a pair there. So it's good, we're chipping up nicely. Bit later on, picked up a shove with aces. We always love to see that. So we'd had a couple breaks so far.
Coming back from the second break with 100k.
Let's go!
You want it?
Feeling good, playing well, and I had the second biggest stack at the table, and honestly just feeling it, ready to grind all night. So we get to level 10 and we have a big hand. There is a raise from under the gun, the low jack and the hijack both call. I pick up pocket kings in the cutoff. So I 3-bet, we get a fold, fold and a call from the hijack. So immediately what is their range? Pocket pairs, kind of high suited aces or high suited connectors, most likely. The flop is king, queen, 6, 2 spades. Lovely. Like, there's not much more to say than that. He checks, and this is a good board for me to bet, and it completely suits my 3-betting range. I'm going to 3-bet king, queen suited. I'm going to 3-bet aces, kings and queens. It's all over me, so I want to bet here, and also for a little bit of protection against the spades and to charge any flush draws. So I bet quite small, just over quarter pot, and he calls. The turn is the jack of spades and he leads for just under half pot. Now this does throw me off, however, upon reflecting, it is a good turn card for them to lead. It kind of completes anything they might be drawing to. So he leads for half pot and I just put in the call here. Don't think there's anything else I can do. And the river is something random. I don't know. And he puts me all in. I tank and have no idea what to do. Is he value betting anything worse here? So, queens, jacks, would he do this? Potentially. I don't think he has queens though. Some players are scared of raising jacks, which is fair. So I don't think queens are really in his range. Jacks, definitely. Or would he overvalue 2 pair? That's the other thing. Queen jack suited, that's something you'd call pre-flop. King queen suited, there's only one combination, but yes, also. What else does he have? Pocket 10s as a bluff, open-ender, possibly. Would he call the flop or would he just give up? I bet quite small on the flop, so it's possibly he has pocket 10s. Or ace 10 for the straight. Would he do it with ace 9 there? I'm not sure. I thought in my head there's a good chance he's putting me on aces and overvaluing his hand if he has something like 2 pair. So anyway, I put the call in the end and he did have the ace 10 of hearts, which was pretty heartbreaking to see. So this is the turn strategy for my opponent, and you can see there are quite a few leads, including ace 10 suited. And this is how I should respond. So pocket kings and pocket queens are just a call here. So I've done some no locking, which just makes the GTO more like how a human would play. So here he's betting 100% of the times any flushes or any straights. He's also betting 50% of the time with his weak value like 2 pair, and I've given him 2 bluffs being pocket 10s and jack 10 suited, and he's betting them half of the time. Even with this, it is still a call with pocket kings and pocket queens 100% of the time. Yeah, I was really disappointed to be knocked out of that one because he was the chip leader, I was second in chips, and he just had an absolutely huge stack after that. So I did some recording at the time, but I was a bit all over the place. You know, Vegas, am I right?
And he had ace 10 suited for the straight. So yeah, bit of a unfortunate run out. Bit of an unfortunate run out.
And me and my brother Will, we did a little bit of wandering around this strip. So you know how they put like different smells and different vibes in all the casinos to try and get different types of people to spend money. Well, I went through the Bellagio, which smelled great, the Wynn, all of these really fancy ones, and maybe I was just a little bit intimidated. But we get to Treasure Island and I'm like, hell yeah, it smells like sun cream and the beach. And shout out my boss, he asked me to put $1 on a slot machine and it lost.
Oh.
Anyway, we left the casino, realised I'd left my sunglasses on the slot machine, so we went back to find the sunglasses. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to find the same slot machine you were on previously in a casino, which is like a maze, but it took us about 45 minutes. Anyway, we found the machine, and because it felt like fate, so we had to put another $1 on. Anyway, we spun that $1 up to $27. We spun it up. Shout out Treasure Island. I will be back next year. So next up was the WSOP. How did I even get here?
So I'm in the Paris ballroom, currently walking up to play my first ever WSOP Vegas event. It's my last one here as well, gonna have to head home. So let's have a good one, let's enjoy it, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
22 levels today, taking 20-minute breaks every 4 levels.
You could tell the standard was better. It was a lot better than LA. It was a lot better than the TOC, surprisingly, and I've got to admit it was better than the Orleans. I hopped in to the $500 opener. There's a freeze out, so no rebuy, not that I had any money left anyway. Around the beginning of the tournament, Poker News did an article on me, and I spoke to Dan afterwards, shout out Dan, and he was like, oh, we did one of your hands. I was like, I have not won a pot, like this cannot be a good hand. Turned out I had won a hand with a turn barrel, and I'm pretty sure I had something like ace jack off, and I just opened under the gun and was trying to, oh no, I think I 3-betted him. So I just wanted to look strong, keep firing, and I got him to fold a pair because he showed it. I think he had, well, whatever wasn't on the board, like he had queens or jacks or tens or something. So level 3, middle position opened, and I called on the button with king jack suited, spade spade. The flop was 9 10 9, or some would say 9 9 10, rainbow, and they bear. Now we like this a lot. We've got the gut shot and we've got the backdoor flush draw. I raise it up around 3x, don't need to go too big, I'm in position, and they pop in the call. So once again there are a lot of turn cards here that I'm able to barrel on. Any spade, any 8, jack, queen, king, or ace. So there are a lot of turn cards that I can barrel on, or check down for showdown, whatever. Turn is an 8, perfect. So I continue for around half pot, sizing it up a little bit, and they call. The river is a blank, so now the question is, do I want to fire again? And do I block the nuts? I don't block full houses, however I do block some trips, king 9 suited, jack 9 suited, and I do block the straight with the jack queen. Can I get them off a 10 or an over pair? And that's what I'm targeting. So I size up a bit here. The board is fairly dry. If they don't think I have 9s, they might think I have like top pair or something. So I think I do need to size up a little bit, and I go for around 2/3 pot. Anyway, they shoved over the top, and that's an easy fold for me. Like, obviously you can't always give yourself easy decisions in poker. Like, sometimes you're just gonna have to take that risk, but most of the time it's a lot easier if you have a plan for what happens afterwards. And obviously here I'm able to make the easy fold. So I did, and that only left me fairly short. So I get moved tables and I end up losing aces to queens, which is not the first time this has happened. This is actually my 4th out of 10 vlogs where I've lost aces to queens or queens against aces. The Mamacitas are my enemy. Even going back to before the vlog before I had technology, I was still losing aces against queens. So as I sat in the loser's lounge in the Horseshoe surrounded by old guys smoking cigars and just thinking, I was a bit sad, to be honest, that it was all over and that I had nothing left to my name.
Guess it's time to go back to England and regroup. I am coming back completely inspired to put the work in to do this again. It's only the beginning.
However, I was able to get my revenge with queens, and I'll show you how.
So I might have been fucked over by the queens today, but I've just hit quad queens on the video poker and I've got a free drink, so life is good.
That's poker, baby. Video poker was a personal favourite of mine, as well as this one.
Let's go, baby.
Buffalo Ascension, baby.
Buffalo Ascension. Also, shout out to 2 people in the WSOP event, vaguely recognised me or the vlog or whatever, and said hi, and that was really cool.
Here we go.
Into the sphere.
What about that?
But it flourished within the rocks.
I also got to see where the magic happens. The main event final table will be here in a couple of weeks. Next up is a year on from my first ever vlog, the Goliath, and I'm so excited for this tournament because I can guarantee you last year I'd only been playing for a couple months and I played fucking terribly, and this year I'm gonna crush and I can't wait for it. I'm gonna play the ladies event and then play the main Goliath event, which is just insane. It's over 10,000 people, £200 buy-in, 1.5 million prize pool. Please make sure to like and subscribe and support me in my journey, and I will do my best to increase the amount of content. Thank you for watching.